But I'm covered in dust. You think somebody who's allergic to dust would dust more often, but I don't.
Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to another day with the Knorps. We are in the middle of our little house renovation and we'll be moving in there before you know it. And so we've got tons of boxes over here at the house and it's time for me to start packing. Another thing that I've had to deal with that has been months, it's been on my mind for months, is that this house is much smaller. And because it's more of an open floor plan, I don't have as many walls. And so stuff like this, stuff that my decorative stuff, I don't have as much space for. Mike is going to be building a bunch of like built-in bookshelves in there. So I do have room for the books and I do have room for some of the things I've collected. But I would say I have to get rid of half of them. And so I've started that process. I'm going to continue to do that probably even after I move in, because then you really know, right? We're like, I just don't have anywhere for this and it's not worth putting into storage. And so, but I've started that already. One of the hard things is I love a lot of the things that I've collected and I know they have some value, but I don't have the time to like sell them, because when you sell something you have to like research it and like explain to people what it is. I just don't have time to do that with all those things. So I was like just stuck, like what am I gonna do with all of these things? And so Elijah, if you guys don't know, our oldest Elijah is saving up he was going to school out in Utah at BYU, but he has decided to go to school instead in Japan, but the school is more expensive, his expenses will be higher, and so he has been working, but he starts school in a couple of months. And so I said, hey, if you want, instead of me taking all of these things to like the thrift store or whatever, donating them somewhere, why don't you do the work and get them listed and sell them? And so Elijah is let's do it. He's an activator. He wants to like, let's get it done. And so he has been pushing me and like, Mom, what are some of those things? And so I've been going through all the drawers, all the cabinets, all my closets, and figuring out things that like I can probably let go of. And I thought I would let you guys know that he has been putting them on eBay. That's his preferred method. So if you want to check out and support Elijah in his schooling in Japan and maybe pick something up that you find interesting, you can go. I will put a link to his eBay page, his seller page or something, and you can check it out. And I'm sure he would appreciate that. But in the meantime, I can pack books, because I don't need them out. You don't want to do it too soon, so you're just like living in a world of boxes for like 2 months. But also it's time. It's time for me to start packing up our books and decorative items. And so I'm going to get started here today, and then I'm going to go and do the kids' books and maybe some other cabinets. The hard part about packing stuff is also just, the books are easy, man. You just fill up those book boxes, but like the decorative things are a little bit harder because you have to protect them. But I also want to get things done here while Mike is over at the house. He's working on the crawl space today, finishing it up with Crawl Space Ninja, which is awesome. But I'm going to get started working on these and hopefully get it all going. I got to get rid of, also right after I get everything out, he's going to list the furniture. Right now he's only listed like art and like decorator items, but I told him I'm getting rid of so much furniture that he can list that as well. I think he's going to do that on Facebook Marketplace, but if I gotta sell, like if you're local, I've gotta like get rid of this bookshelf, this sofa, some of my antique pieces. There's just no room for them. So let me know if there was something that you wanted and it would work for you. But anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, I just realized I haven't gotten those books off the top, and I need to figure out if I'm keeping this piece of art. It's really big. I love it, but I just not exactly sure where I'd put it. It's a signed print and numbered print from Michelle Delacroix. It's a very, like, it's 41 of 150. Anyways, some of you, that probably means nothing to most of you, but to me that means a lot. Taking this down, everybody might ask if I'm painting anytime soon. No, I'm not going to repaint this room while all my stuff's in it. It only takes a few hours to repaint a room, and I'm not even sure if I will, because the rental company we rent from is nationwide, and they just paint the entire house afterwards. So I don't know if I'm going to worry about it. I'll just let them repaint it since they're going to anyways. I'll just fill some of the holes. So I really need to just get all of these things packed up, all my little decorator items that are all around here, and all the plates off of the wall, and then probably get this taken out of here and listed so I can start stacking books on this wall so I have somewhere for all of them to go.
We're back over the house, and I'm actually under the house right now because we're starting the day down here because we're going to be spending some time down here working on the newly created crawl space. I'm sitting where the carport used to be back here. If you recall, if you've been watching our other videos, there were stairs right here, right in this area, that were going up to the house before, and then stairs going back down to the backyard. And right in this area here was a laundry room that was sort of standalone kind of utility room. But we tore all that out.
Get that.
Oops.
Could you try again?
What? She's listening to me.
Get that. Could you
Stop it. So what we did is we tore all that out, and then obviously we built into this space to create more square footage for the house. But what it did is it created a crawl space where there wasn't one before. And we've got all the plumbing in down here, thanks to Jason and the help of my dad. The plumbing is in. The HVAC will be coming next week. But I thought before we did that, we would go ahead and get this part of the crawl space encapsulated, kind of like what we did with the other crawl space, which you can kind of see through there. Because encapsulating the crawl space is important to the air quality of the house. It helps to mitigate or keep mold from growing in your crawl space and your joists and all that kind of stuff. So I'm having Crawl Space Ninja come back. They came and helped me out with that part of the house, and they're coming back this morning to get this part done. I don't think it should take too long because it's just a rectangle, nothing too difficult, or I should say fewer things that are difficult down here to get done. Essentially, by encapsulating the crawl space, we keep any moisture that would come up through the ground, and then perhaps get up and create mold in your joists from coming through it. And we put down a vapor barrier on the bottom. You put a foam board around all the exterior walls to basically insulate, and also we're going to block, I'm sure, the ends of these joists where you see daylight kind of coming through, so that it's all sealed and we don't have any issues also with just critters getting in here. Crawl Space Ninja is coming. They're an awesome company. They have an awesome YouTube channel. Just search Crawl Space Ninja on YouTube, and they've got lots of videos on crawl spaces and also attics and how to encapsulate them and why you should and kind of the science behind it. Also, they've got all the supplies you need. If you want to do it yourself, you can go to their website, crawlspaceninja.com, and check out all the supplies. You can purchase them, they can ship them to you. Also, there might be a Crawl Space Ninja close to you. If you go on the website, you can search for that, and they will come out and do a full service for you. They'll take care of it for you as well. So you can either DIY it or you can have them come take care of it. I'm kind of doing a hybrid where I'm kind of helping out, but they're the brains behind it, and they're making sure it gets done right. So check out Crawl Space Ninja and at crawlspaceninja.com. Really important not to ignore your crawl space. It's a part of the house that we don't look at very often, and we might even be trying to ignore because it seems dark and gross and scary or whatever. But it is part of your house, and the air coming from the crawl space is coming into your living space. So you want to make sure that that area is taken care of so that you don't have mold or any other issues coming up in your living space. Make sure it's all locked down and good. And also, we added some lighting down here as well. When it's lit, you can keep track of it, and you don't lose track of maybe a leak in your plumbing or water coming up where it shouldn't, you're not just kind of ignoring it, because that can also eventually create problems in your foundation, in your actual framing. So it's all stuff you really should be keeping track of, even though it's easy to ignore because it's kind of out of sight. So check out Crawl Space Ninja, and I'm excited to have these guys come and get started. Okay, I've got Dom here from Crawl Space Ninja. Dom helped me out with the first phase of this project, and he's back again, whether he likes it or not. Luckily this is smaller, so it should be simpler. But they're gonna go down and take some measurements, you said? Mm-hmm. You said it should be pretty quick, right?
It's gonna be straightforward.
Pretty straightforward. That's what we like to hear. So, and then Dom's got a helper, Ryan. Okay, Ryan is helping Dom, so he's not just stuck with me as an assistant, which was a poor assistant last time. So should go should go pretty quick. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's our foam board. This is what goes on the walls first. That's what insulates our walls. Nice. Okay, this room, or this part of the crawl space, is done. It looks good. Sweet. Also, I had to cut this new hole in the foundation to access, and Dom is once again repairing my destruction of the, the vapor barrier, and we had to cut out the foam board as well, but just kind of getting that put back together. So my contribution in this project was destroying things so these guys could put it back together. I think this part may have taken us longer than the actual crawl space over there. Just a lot more detail involved here.
I also have this cabinet of books and knickknacks. Some books are right there, knickknacks. My children's books. I've already taken out my rainbow bookshelf, so if you're local and you want that, let me know. These are the rest of my kids' books are right here. Some more art. And then all the books that are on the mantle. I mean, I hesitate to take those off just because it'll just be empty, but I think that's just what you gotta do. You gotta start emptying out the house. Okay, so I've got that done. I cleared out this cabinet. Now it looks like I'm moving backwards here because I've moved all these decorator items in, but that way I can just I have a little station there to pack them. But I'm covered in dust. You think somebody who's allergic to dust would dust more often, but I don't. But I need to go and rinse it off. My eyes are just like burning. And then I'm gonna go over, I think they're all done at the house, and go check on Mike and check in on him after I take a quick shower and see how it's going.
While Dom and Ryan work down in the basement, crawl space. It kind of feels like a basement now. Yeah. Megan came over because we're making a couple changes to the framing, and we got to do it now before we sheetrock and do all that stuff. So we'll show what we're talking about.
In an earlier video, I talked about how we just kind of drew this out on paper and then had to hope that it all made sense. And so far, most of it has, but one of the places that did not translate because of my lack of knowledge of pocket doors.
Well, we didn't really think about it.
Yeah, I
really.
don't know how pocket doors work. I just think like, I don't know, it's a door that goes into the wall.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you need this big mechanism and it goes one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And with the size of this wall, I just thought pocket door in the middle, pocket door in the middle. But it can't be in the middle. So I either have to choose it to be on this side or this side to slide this way or that way. But the problem is now, if I have it here, then I have just this, like you're gonna open it and there's gonna be like hangers,
You're poking out.
hangers right here. If I have it over here, then I can't put anything on this side of the closet.
Yeah.
So we realized last night laying in bed, like we can't have pocket doors.
Yeah, it messes up the flow. You can't have them right in the middle is the issue.
So what we're gonna do instead is like little French doors, like a double door.
Yeah.
You could, what essentially you do, and this is our thought, maybe it'll still end up being something different, but you get accordion doors, you know, that kind. What is the other name?
A bifold door?
Bifold doors, but you take them kind of apart and use them like two little doors. I just think that's cuter, a little French, more French.
There's videos on it.
Yeah, and so these will just open and you can come in now and have, you know, a good amount of space on this side and a good amount of space on this side, so you can really utilize this as a walk-in or walk-through closet, and we'll have to do the same on the other side too.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal to just add some framing because it's
All we're gonna do is just
on either side.
Framing, yeah.
And I already kind of drew out where our edges would be, kind of measured to the
Here.
center.
I'll do it with my feet so
Yeah,
that
so
they can see.
it's not a huge door. It's still like a 30-inch door, but
That's
it's
what we need. So the closet is
because we need space on either side.
for it to be a valuable closet.
Well, to be able to actually store stuff and
But it
have.
does offer us like the chance to put like a chair or something right here, or a little, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for places to
Well,
put
wall
something.
wall space is good to have. So, so what we'll do is we'll just have two that are aligned with each other, and they pass straight on through to the bathroom.
To the other side.
Exactly. Okay, so that's change that's happening. Not too difficult, thankfully, but I think it's going to make it a better use of the space.
Well, it saves us money too.
It does save us money because pocket doors are expensive. It's like $200 for the frame.
Yeah.
So we'll have the one pocket door here and call it good.
Okay, these guys are all done in here. Check this out.
They got this door all wrapped and looking good. So now that's completely encapsulated as well as the little threshold that was there, or is still there, just underneath. Look though, looks so good. Yes. Man, that's great. Love it.
And then our last little bit is the door here, where
Dom was able to get it all kind of wrapped around and covered up and sealed up here at the door so we don't have any dirt coming through. So it's looking good. And as soon as we're done with the construction, I will go through and clean up all the mess that's kind of falling down here between the cracks in the floor. But we are totally encapsulated. That completes the crawl space. This is the only part of our project that's actually completely done. So if you've got a crawl space and you need someone to look at it, check out Crawl Space Ninja right here. Go to crawlspaceninja.com. This happens to be the number of the Raleigh office, but they do a great job. They know what they're doing. They're fast, they're efficient, neat. They pay attention to detail. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to it. Get it taken care of if it needs to. crawlspaceninja.com, or you can check them out on YouTube. Just search Crawl Space Ninja. And that's it. Thanks for coming along today. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.